Our next lesson in geometry is called proof formats, the two-column proof, statement of the theorem. Our goals for this lesson are to identify the essential parts of a two-column proof and rewrite statements in if-then form. Okay, to prove a statement in geometry means to demonstrate that the statement follows logically from other accepted statements. Thus, only definitions, postulates, or previously proven theorems can be used as general statements to support conclusions made in proving statements by deductive reasoning. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our notes. Go ahead and skip a space wherever you're at, and let's go ahead and write today's date. And today we're going to talk about two-column proof. Proof formats. The two-column proof. In fact, we'll just put proof formats. The two-column proof is used extensively in geometry. This proof enables a student to show each conclusion arrived at and the reason that supports it. So the format of a two-column proof consists of 6 essential parts arranged in order. So they are statement of the theorem, figure given information, conclusion to proof, plan of proof, and proof. At the beginning of each proof should be a full written statement of the theorem. If the theorem is not in if-then form, rephrase it in that form. The form will help you recognize the given and the to prove. Okay. So it says the first thing that we need to do, there are 6 essential parts arranged in order. The first one is statement of the theorem. So first, we're talking about the two-column proof. The two-column proof. And what we're going to talk about today is the first one, statement of the theorem. I have the hardest time remembering how to spell that word. Okay. At the beginning of each proof should be a full written statement of the theorem. Statement of the theorem. It needs to be in if-then form. If, then, form. If it's not in that form, then we need to rephrase it so it is in that form. The form will help you recognize the given and the to prove. This is the given, that's the to prove. Okay? We're not going to write these theorems down because you should already have these in your notes. Theorem 1-1, if two lines intersect, then their intersection is exactly 1 point. Theorem 1-2, if a plane exists, then it contains a line and a point not on the line. Theorem 1-3, if two lines intersect, then exactly one plane contains both lines. The following modules are statements written 2 ways. First, not in if-then form. Second is in if-then form. So let's say I have a statement. It says 2 circles that have equal radii have equal areas. See, that's not in if-then form. So instead of 2 circles that have equal radii, they said if 2 circles have equal radii. So all they do is put an if at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, so if 2 circles have equal radii, then what do? Well, it says 2 circles that have equal radii have equal areas. So they said then they have equal areas. So it wasn't in if-then form, but they put it in if-then form. For example, here's one. This is an example of putting it in if-then form. So let me put EX here for example. This says, when 3x minus 1 equals 2x, it follows that x equals 1. It follows that x equals 1. Okay. Now, you'll notice this is not in if-then form, so I have to put it in if-then form. So what I would do is the first thing I would do is my first word obviously is going to be if. That's a given. If 3x minus 1 equals 21, it follows that x equals 1. I would say then x equals 1. Do you see how I restated it to if-then form? Okay. Okay, let me give you another one. If two lines intersect provided they are not parallel, how would you put that in if-then form? Two planes intersect provided they are not parallel. Okay. Two planes intersect. Obviously, I'm going to put if at the beginning. If two planes intersect, then they are not parallel. Okay. Here's another one. The game will be canceled in the event of rain. How can you put that in an if-then statement? The game will be canceled in the event of rain. Okay, well you should have said, if it rains, then the game will be canceled. Okay? We can't say, if the game is canceled, it will rain, because that doesn't make sense. So we had to switch that one, didn't we? Okay. Okay. We're talking about the two-column proof. The first thing that goes on the two-column proof is a statement of the theorem, and it must be in if-then form. We talked about how to put it in if-then form if it is not. Okay? So, let's look at show problems, and let's do a few of these. Okay, number one. Number one says, two opposite rays form a straight line. Two opposite rays. Now, it's important that you do this on your own and then compare it with mine. Okay? That assures you that you're understanding how to do this. Okay? Now, how would I put that in if-then form? What can I do? Okay. Well, we know my first word's going to be if. If two opposite rays form a straight line, that wouldn't make sense. So, two opposite rays. So if I said if two rays are opposite. See, so I had to turn the first few words around on that one. Okay? Instead of two opposite rays, I said if two rays are opposite. Now how would I do this? I got up to rays. It says form a straight line. Then they form a straight line. Okay? So if two rays are opposite, then they form a straight line. Alright? Okay, let's try another one. Number 3 says, okay, here's number 3. The sum of the measure of the angles of the triangle is 180 degrees. The sum of the measures of a triangle equals 180 degrees. Okay? The sum of the measures of a triangle equals 180 degrees. Okay, I want you to stop the tape. I want you to put this in an if-then format. And then I want you to play it and compare it with mine. It's important that you try to do it before you watch me do it. Alright, let's see how we did. Well, we know the first word is if. That's a given, right? If something. If the sum of the measures is 180 degrees, then there is a triangle, or the shape is a triangle. Then we have a triangle. Or we could have put it the other way, right? If we have a triangle, the sum of the measures is 180 degrees. The important thing is that we understood how to change it into a if-then statement. Okay, here's one. Number 5. A woman that lives in Houston lives in Texas. A woman that lives in Houston lives in Texas. Okay, I want you to stop the tape, and I want you to turn this into an if-then statement. Then I want you to compare it with mine. Alright, let's see how we did. We know we're going to start with if. If a woman lives in Houston, then she lives in Texas. That one was pretty easy, because we didn't really have to turn the words around. All we had to do was add if and then. How did you do? Are you doing okay? Alright. Alright. So I want you to review your notes and go ahead and finish answering the questions.